Today we're going to be talking about the things that we do as a congregation that make us special. The things that we do here on our campus, the things that we do out in our community, things like worship, things like our music program, our fellowship events, our shared meals, all kinds of wonderful things that we do together as the body of Christ. Today we're going to be talking to some of the folks who volunteer to help make all of these wonderful activities possible.
Well, we've been in the kitchen and we've been with WOW and we've been serving with WOW, and it's really been a real pleasure being with people and sharing different things with them as we go through. But it's really been a blessing to be around the people here, and God has served us well throughout our 85 years.
And I feel like we've made a lot of new friends by working in the kitchen. It's a different surroundings. We feel like we fellowship in the kitchen, and we also fellowship out in the dining area with sitting down to eat with the people who come to enjoy WOW. Whether we're cleaning off tables, which Chuck does, or cutting up lettuce, which I do, we feel like it's God's plan and that we're all bonding together this way. We call on the shut-ins. It's been very meaningful to us. We feel like that's part of God's plan for us too. We help usher, set up the sanctuary. We do enjoy being in this church.
When I think about worship, I like to think about the end of worship, because at the end of worship, we've all have been charged to take the light of Christ into the world. And then we go about our lives throughout the week. And then when we gather back again on Sunday morning, we all bring that divine light back in to God's house. When we all return to God's house, we come to have our light refreshed, we come to be nourished, we come to have our soul nourished, and our light to be kindled a little bit stronger for the next week. One of the things about worship is that I get the chance to connect the light of Christ in me to the light of Christ in all of you. And you get to connect the light of Christ in yourself to the rest of the congregation. And then we all get to connect the light of Christ together in worship. In this time, in this place, on Sunday morning, when we all gather together in the name of Christ in God's house, we unify our spirits with God's Spirit. And that makes a difference in our lives individually and collectively, and it changes the world. And in this way, we sort of unify ourselves in worship through music, through song, through prayer, sharing the peace, singing the hymns, our prayers of confession, our prayers of intercession. All of those things help unite us. It reminds us that, as Mike always says, we may not be a perfect church, and we don't have to be a perfect church. We don't have to strive to be a perfect church. We just have to strive to be connected. And that's what worship is all about for me, connecting through the worship, through prayers, and the songs. On any given Sunday, there are 30 to 40 people working behind the scenes to make worship happen. There's the choir, which has practiced during the week. There are ushers who have been here early to open doors, to get the bulletins out. There are people to take up the offering. There are people to welcome visitors. There are people who work in the nursery. There are people in the sound booth. There are people all behind the scenes that make it happen. So during stewardship season, if you're looking for a way you can participate in worship, there are many opportunities. We'd love to have you in the choir. We're always looking for ushers. We're always looking for people to be greeters and welcome new people into our family of faith.
As a member of the technology committee on session, I also help in the booth in the back. I primarily run the video camera and sometimes sound. That's what's nice about being back there, is no one has to see you if you make a mistake, and you can find out and contribute to worship in a way that's not as out front. I have since volunteered as a liturgist at the front of the sanctuary, which is a less comfortable position, but something that I enjoy doing as well. My wife and I also participate in worship in two different musical varieties. My wife sings in the choir weekly, and I play handbells. I'm a lifelong handbell ringer, but even if you're not, I would encourage you to come check it out.